Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for joining. There will be other people hopefully joining shortly, but to be respectful of everyone's time, let's get going. It is just a little after 11 o'clock. Welcome to the Realstone 101. Today's focus and emphasis will just be on our basic core products, which are the stone veneer panels. With me, I've got Kieran Corden, who's a sales director for the Midwest and focuses on the dealer segment largely. Kevin Mahoney, come on in here, Uncle Kevin. Kevin is Vice President of Sales, National Vice President of Sales, so we're delighted to have him today. I was asked just to kick this thing off and welcome everyone. Can't thank you all enough for taking the time out of your day. I know how busy you all are, and we want this to be impactful and really get to the point so that we're able to help you be more successful selling Realstone solutions. And if you're successful, we are. So this is really about understanding what's important to you. I would encourage you all to ask questions. If we don't get back to you today, we will. But please feel free to reach out to any one of us in our team. And we want you to have the answers. So we started, these guys asked me a little backstory on Realstone. We started the business in 2005, so we've been at this for a couple of years. And back then, we brought to market the stone veneer panel, which is what we're going to be focusing on today. Some people would say that market has been saturated. It's declining. It's no longer interesting. And I would argue, all of us would argue anything but that. In fact, we have seen our segment continue to expand. We continue to add new profiles, stones from around the world. In fact, we bring material in from 10 different countries. We have supply chain managers located around the world to help source the finest quality and produce the best panel in the industry today. That really is why we continue to focus on this channel, on this category, this segment, and why we're having success in it. So, for us, it's really about servicing you all, making sure that you have the tools and the knowledge to be successful. If you don't, we're not doing our job. So we've got an excellent team, and I'm proud to say that most of the people that we have in our organization, other than as we've grown and expanded, have remained with us since day one. So I'm a proud papa, if you will, of the team that we've put together, and can't say enough about each and every one of them. I'm happy to answer questions about Realstone at any point, but really let's get into what you all came on, and that's not to listen to me, but to listen to Kieran and Kevin. So I'm going to turn it over to whoever is in charge now.
Thanks, Q.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming. We've, COVID, we entered a presentation era, and I think that that's important, and everybody. But what we're going to do today is reach out to each of you, and you received a personal invite from our team, inviting you. A lot of these presentations will send out marketing blasts, but this is focused on you, the dealer, and we want to help you be successful in your teams. And the way to do that is to tell an effective story. To talk about the products, to talk about what we have to offer and how to help you guys, and moving forward, increase our relationship with you too. At any time, raise your hand and ask a question during this, because it's going to be very informative. You may be a great refresher, or you may be a new employee at the company you're at, and this may be all new information for you. So with that said, we're going to kick this off. And we're going to talk about the OG, the original gangster, which is our 6x24 panel. Kieran, you handle what states?
Let's see. I have Western and Northern Michigan, Indiana, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, South Dakota, North Dakota, and I think that settles it.
And Kieran is, I would argue, is one of the best in the industry about setting up dealers, supporting them. not just with the personal touch, but with all the merchandise options and things to help you make successful based on the DNA of your showroom and your team. So we're going to start off with talking about our 6x24 panel.
Yeah,
And why Realstone?
sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess before we even get into that, just to kind of follow up on what Mike said at the beginning, when we started Realstone, I think we had 6 profiles all out of China. So really one of the first things that sets us apart, sets our product apart, is variety. He mentioned 10 different countries. We have 54 different stone veneer profiles from all around the world. There's other stone veneer out there in the market, but ours is a lot different. Really, at the end of the day, the message that will resonate with your customers, with the homeowners, with the designers, with the builders, is the fact that a natural stone veneer, when it goes on a wall, it's supposed to look seamless. You can keep it as simple as that. If you look at some of the cheap stuff out there that we're competing with and that you're competing with, because it's sold at Home Depot and Menards and all the big box stores that we're not selling products at, that's not seamless. When a customer wants to put a natural stone veneer on a wall, what they want to see is a natural stone wall, right? They don't want to see, a bunch of panels that you can see where each panel begins and ends. And that all comes from the quality of our products. So, product variety is a huge differentiator for us, for your customers. Product consistency, and by that I mean, if you order a white birch ledgestone panel, you're going to get a white birch ledgestone panel. You're not going to get a gray version of that. What else?
Our success, that's a great point, Karen. And our success, this is what we do. This company was founded on creating this space going on 2 decades. So other people, it's me too. This is our bread and butter. This is what we love, and this is what we're passionate about. And the same things that go into these products, the quality, the packaging, the customer service, and everything from top to bottom resonate through all our products. But we created this space, and this is us. Other people, yeah, we got that too. And we think that you deserve the best.
Absolutely.
Behind us, you talked about variety.
Yeah, so I think, something to point out is stone is different everywhere around the world. You have marbles in Mexico, you have marbles in Italy, you have marbles all over the place, but that stone is different than that stone, and that stone's different than that stone. So just being able to give your customers 6 or 7 different, marble colors, marble looks, is a differentiator. Not only that, but we have it all in stock. A lot of our competitors, struggle with that. I'm sitting here in the warehouse and, it's packed full. I think we're maybe missing a couple of SKUs that are on the way. But availability is a big differentiator as well. And as Kevin pointed out, you can see behind us all of the different color selections. What else?
Let's hit a panel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, since we're talking about variety, why don't we talk a little bit about the different types of panels? I guess I probably should have stayed back there, right? So when we first started, this was one of the original panels right here. This is a shadow stone panel. So shadow stone is characterized by having 5 rows down each panel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also have accent stone panels. Accent stone panels have these larger accent pieces throughout. I have a lot of dealers that will say, maybe this is just a tip, that if they're doing a floor to ceiling project and they have the option to go with accent stone, they do it every time. The shadow stone sometimes for a larger project might look a little too busy. I think it still looks great, but just something that if you hadn't thought about. But the next one, we have thin stone. So thin stone has 9 or 12 rows down each panel. There's a lot more color going on here. The pieces are a lot smaller, a lot of variation. I'd say our most earthy or rustic looking collection would be our ledge stone. Everyone sometimes thinks that our entire collection is called ledge stone, but that's really just the name of this type of profile, where there's 4 rows. So they're a little bit thicker pieces, both in depth and size.
That's a rock face or a split face?
Yep. And then, of course, we have our collection panels. And these have a honed finish, so it's more of a modern look to it. Every one of these panels is ASTM tested for freestyle, so that's another differentiator. I'm working with a customer in Minnesota whose builder is really concerned about putting stone veneer on the exterior of the home because of the Minnesota winters. That's because they've had experiences with some of the other products out there, some of the cheaper stuff that is not ASTM tested for freestyle, that will fall off the wall. All of our products are. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but there's a fountain in Chicago, actually, where I live, right on the waterfront that has a product we discontinued about 8 years ago on the outside of the fountain. I just saw it the other week. Every panel is still there. Nothing's chipped. Nothing's fallen off. And I think that kind of just proves that point of offering a quality product also leads to the longevity of that project, that product.
And there's installation solutions that we can help you with. And if you remember, inside or outside, the product is a one-sided product, and it's just a large format tile. So a modified mortar is the best way, a best practice. And several of the companies on the market, like Latacrete or others, have warranties that go with that. The speed of install, the success over time, the sustainability, and even warranties in some situations that you can offer to your customers.
And, I think another good point is people are looking for more environmentally friendly solutions. It's really worth mentioning that all of our stone veneers are post-industrial, pre-consumer recycled. So what does that mean? If you've ever been to a stone fabrication facility, really cool experience, but they're sending the big blocks in from the quarries and the huge 360-degree saws are cutting them every which way. A lot of that stone at the end of the day goes down the beltway and goes into a big dumpster, and they turn that dumpster back into the quarry, and it's just waste. That's what makes every one of our products. So if we weren't using that stone to make these, it would just be waste. And sometimes that will resonate with your customers as well. The fact that this product is recycled, and if we weren't doing it the way we were doing it, it would be a toxic mess in a quarry.
So, we say all this to install quality, the quality conversation. We're not the cheapest guy in the marketplace, but we offer the quality. You ever get a Big Mac and you open up the box and it doesn't look like the Big Mac on the picture? Looks like somebody sat on it. You're like, that doesn't look like the commercial. When you see our products on our website, when you see them in your showroom, when you see them on the wall, they're consistent all the way through because of the painstaking steps that we take to make sure that these products have quality. And your customer, because it doesn't say Realstone on the wall, it has your name and your company. And when it looks good, you have happy customers. So that's
when other people come in, because they said, "Where'd you get that from?"
Yeah.
It's something to brag about. Some of the cheaper stuff out there, when you look at it on a wall, frankly, it'll look cheap. And the customer might not realize, that, they might be saving $200, $300 on the product off the bat, but they're going to see that wall every single day, right? Whether it's a fireplace, an accent wall, a backsplash, whatever, they're going to see that. And they're going to start to pick out the small issues or the large issues. It will become an eyesore, whereas the Realstone product, again, the whole point is to have a seamless installation where you cannot tell that it's a panelized product. How do we do that? Every one of our panels has 2 millimeter tolerances. So what does that mean? That means that there will never be more than a 2 millimeter gap on any side of this panel. That allows you to get everything a lot tighter to really hide those seams. And again, the customer is looking for something seamless. That's what we're able to provide. Why don't we talk about why, we do these panels like this, whereas there's some Z panels out there.
This is a 6x24 panel that's square. In the tile world, they call it rectified. It's not metric. It's not off. It matches the corners in size and dimensions. All those things play with the installers and play with the finished product. We like a square panel because a Z panel offers more places for spaces. If you have more contact points, you potentially have more places for gaps to show up. And while that seems good on paper, people go, yeah, they told me the Z panel's good. Those panels aren't rectified. And to control the quality on that, they just wind up with more spaces. We just got a picture yesterday from somebody that claimed to be one of our old customers, and it was a Z panel. And we instantly knew, number one, because of the spaces, and had they used our product, they wouldn't have had a problem. So that's important. Whether the stone is slate or quartzite, the dimensions and the process is the same. And that's why we call ourselves Realstone Systems. You don't see those gaps there.
And that's important, especially for any exterior project up here in the north. Any spaces could be problematic. They are possibilities for water or moisture to get into spaces, expand and contract, and pop stones off the wall. You want to minimize those spaces as much as possible, and Realstone does it better than any stone veneer out there. So especially for an exterior installation, customers should not be going with a cheaper product. It'll last a couple of years, whereas ours will last a decade or more.
Not only do we do a great job at the panels and putting them together so the tolerances are tight, there's other things that play an important role. The back of the panel doesn't have glue on it. That's the back. And if you have glue on the back, that's a potential bond breaker. There's no glue on the face. If I hold this up to the light, you can't see light through that, to Kieran's point about spaces. And that's important. This happens to be a natural in, and we're going to touch on that real quickly as design solutions.
Yeah, why don't we actually talk? So something that customers homeowners, might not value or think that they would value is packaging. Packaging to us is really important. This is a heavy product. It's sometimes a lot of cost. But it also can be a fragile product. Some of our competitors out there, they'll have flimsy boxes with maybe some windows on the side that'll fall apart. So when the product gets to the job site, the competition's product, you'll be, and I hear this from my dealers all the time, some of which might be on this call, they have to order 40%, 50% more than what the project actually calls for. So at the end of the day, while we are a higher priced product, we're really cheaper or lower cost. So our packaging is really important. I don't know if you can see this. We'll try to bend it over for you. So every panel in here is individually wrapped. This is actually a box of corners. So if we're not able to zoom in, that's totally all right. Let me pull a corner out here and show you. So here's a corner piece. There is foam in between even the two-piece corners. There's foam in between every panel. Because you don't want broken material. I mean, that's a pain in the butt. We want to be easy to do business with, and the whole point of having a quality product is to avoid headaches. And I think packaging is a big part of that.
Think about he mentioned each panel's wrapped, and there's even foam in between the corners so they don't chip and chisel. Now, while you've got a rustic product that's got a rock face on it, that's you would never see a chip, but on a honed product, if you had a chatter or a chisel on that or any marks, this is supposed to be dimensional and clean. And that's really, really important.
So why don't we get into why we do a two-piece corner? So you'll see some other stone veneer corners out there that are fixed outside corners, kind of like that, right? You can actually see glue in between the pieces. Problem on its own. But so we have a two-piece corner. Why do we do a two-piece corner? A few reasons. Number one, especially if you're doing an exterior, all buildings have a bit of movement. If you have a fixed outside corner, eventually you're going to get a split right down the side. Customers got to replace that entire, that whole area. It also allows you a two-piece corner to flip it around and do an inside corner, so you can continue that seamless look from one wall to the adjacent wall, whether that's an inside or an outside corner. This one in particular, and most of them, other than the honed panels, are chiseled. Our corners are chiseled on the edge. So when they go together, you have a natural chiseled rock-faced look there all the way down the corner. And again, the point is seamlessness.
On the back, Kieran, we've ground that panel. When he pulled that out of the box, that's a married set. And on the back, it's ground, so there's minimal overhang. on the back right there and on the back of the other panel. And that's important because we don't want to have spaces or gaps. Attention to every single corner.
So the one we actually didn't mention, we also have matching tiles to a lot of these stone veneers. White birch, for example. White birch, we have a 6x24 and a 12x24 tile. A lot of dealers don't know this. It's a great way to, you know, put more material on a project. Here is a honed, 6x24 white birch tile. It's also a great solution for certain projects. Let's say you're working on a fireplace. I love it when when the homeowner wants to put a tile as the trim around the firebox and then the stone around that. Or even maybe as a flooring solution, you have an accent wall with white birch ledgestone in the kitchen and you put white birch honed, on the floor. So
Contemporary fireplaces, people use that as a hearth.
Yep.
Or where you don't have the ability to have a thick hearth on the floor. Our tiles also come stocked in a 12x24. This is another white birch option right here. And as you look on the wall over here, you can see the options that we have. Many match up with our panels, but many contrast, and many are the same stone, but many match several different things. So Realstone Systems is more than just panels. It's high quality tiles, natural stone tiles, and 6x24 as well. So we're going to talk real briefly about merchandising at the end, but I want to make sure as you look around the showroom, you see that we have these things on slot walls. If you have slot walls and you would like the way that we have these things laid out, we can help you do that with your showroom and maximize your space with the best products that work for your geography, your team, your store, what you like. People sell what they like.
So while we're on the subject of accessories, we consider a corner piece an accessory. We also have this. This is a natural end. I don't know if you're able to zoom in at all there. Just to show you how that works. Kind of hard to see. Oh, there you go. So our natural ends are going to be chiseled here on the edge, right? They're actually chiseled on both sides. So when you do, let's say you're working on a homeowner wants to do an accent wall, but they just want to terminate the stone, right? A flat wall termination. You don't want to see this, right? You don't want to see this just clean cut all the way coming down the side. So that's why we have this solution, which is a natural end, and it gives you that natural look all the way down the edge. Another benefit is because it's chiseled on both sides, you actually get one full linear foot of rise out of one natural end. So really great solution, columns,
Columns, bump outs, flat wall terminations, like Kieran said. We see folks do butt joints on the backside with that in lieu of corners sometimes, just like that.
So that's a great point, Kevin. So let's say you're working with a customer on a tight timeline. We just sold out of corners. Don't let that deter you. Ask if we have natural ends. It is a great solution. In fact, I have a ton of dealers that prefer using the ends instead of the corners for every project because they have to get fewer of them. And as you know, as our dealers, they're a little bit more, the corners and the ends are a little bit more expensive than the panels. So they have to buy fewer of them. And it gives you that same look as a corner. So if we're out of corners, don't say, oh, you got to pick a different product. Just ask about the natural ends and we'll tell you, we'll do a mock-up in the warehouse and show you how that looks like so your customers can approve it.
Yeah, we'll do mock-ups for a lot of things for you guys. If you want to see what the current lot color looks like, we can lay that up on our easels. If you want to see what it might look on a radius wall, we can lay that out because radiuses can be tricky. But we've got that easy. So just reach out to us with any questions that you have.
Other accessories, we have matching hearths. Sometimes it surprises me. A lot of my dealers aren't aware of this, especially the fireplace ones. And when they are, we start getting orders for hearths because it's really nice. If let's say you're doing a latte ledgestone fireplace, we have hearths. We actually have.
This is not a hearth, but we have a hearth in this color. This is the Berkshire Buff. This is actually a tile, which is really substantial. And one of our most versatile tile products, people use this on the outside. Instead of a 6x24 limestone panel, they'll skin the whole house in the outside of this, and it's more economical per square foot. It's got a quartzite body on the stone, a sandblasted finish or a hone for two different looks.
Yep.
And is used as hearths, used as tile.
Yeah, especially that one.
Yeah.
So the hearts are great because the hearts, again, we're trying to make it easy to do business with us. We're Realstone Systems, and we're trying to provide you with a system. And what do I mean there? So our hearts come in three different types. We have A, Bs, and Cs, right? So an A is going to be clean cut on all four sides. A B is going to be chiseled on one side, and a C is going to be chiseled on two adjacent sides. So, let's say you're working on, you're putting some hearths in front of a fireplace and you need 2 rows of hearths. That back row, you'd have A's, you'd have B's on the edges on the back. The 2 fronts, you'd have C's and then B's on the front. So again, it's plug and play. Your contractor or your homeowner, whoever, doesn't have to chisel each individual hearth to make it look the way that they want it to look. They're pre-chiseled, they come that way. Out of the box. We are going to, unless anyone has any questions on our natural stone veneers, I think we touched on everything.
Any questions? Jump in.
And we're always launching new products. I think this is another just fun differentiator. There's other companies that sell stone veneers. Some of them are much bigger businesses than we are as a small business. But every time we launch a new profile, our competitors launch something really similar within the next few months. So it's kind of cool to be working with the company that's leading the design trends in the stone veneer market.
We're such a leader in the 6x24 panels, and we've had such success. A few years ago, we launched a product we call the Estate Stone. It looks like it's put up one stone at a time, but it's on a stainless steel mesh and installs like a large format tile. Kieran's got a corner right there. It's a 90-degree corner.
On the back here, there's your stainless steel, which means no corrosion, so a great exterior solution as well.
Wet areas, pools.
We have 6 profiles of them. So what's the benefit of Estate Stone? Estate Stone, what you're getting is that full stone look. Full stone is typically characterized by being 4 inches in depth, right? Also with full stone, each piece is individually put up. You really need a talented mason to make that look the way that it should look. You also have mortar that kind of protrudes between all the joints. The time on the wall is a lot higher with full stone. What we're giving you with Estate Stone is actually a panelized, it's still considered a large format tile. It's under 15 pounds a square foot. So it's still installed just like a large format tile. It's not structural like a full stone product would be, but it gives you that full stone look. So you can put it in a lot of places where you couldn't necessarily put full stone. Another nice aspect of it is because it's on this stainless steel mesh, your mortar, you get mortar, you butter the back here in mortar, and you butter the wall. And once it's installed, you don't have mortar coming up between the joints. So what you get is just a clean full stone look without all that mortar in between the joints. It gives you kind of a higher end natural stone look. And then at the end of the day, especially if you work with contractors, installers, it goes up 50% faster, if not faster than that, compared to full stone. I think we have one of our sales reps works with some union guys out in Rhode Island, and he introduced this product to them, and because they can only lay a certain number of feet of stone a day, they used to finish at 5, they're done at noon, right? So it goes up a lot faster than the alternative, and in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions, it looks a lot cleaner. We have 6 profiles in Estate Stone now, so this is gray stone gold. We have birch iron buff. We have a few more.
Yeah. This is our carpet. This is one of our newest. It's a more contemporary look. And we have all our products on our website that you can look at on what's called our visualizer. So if you have a picture of a project, your customer brings in a fireplace or the outside of their house, you can take that picture and mount our stone on there, try it on for size. This is the carbon estate.
This is Berkshire Buff Estate Stone, which I think is still our most popular estate stone profile. This one and Greystone Gold are very popular. Now, it does depend on where in the country you are. I think our latte is really popular in the Southwest. We have a Bristol Black.
That's a Northeast.
That's a Northeast product, at least in my area. Minnesota, they love the Greystone Gold. Chicago, they love the Berkshire Buff. So, we're giving you different colors all in that same look.
You may go, hey, we just talked about Z panels and why we don't need them. Well, this has Z panel, and because there's spaces in between the stones, we still have that 2 millimeter tolerance. You look at this panel, this looks completely random, and it takes our team 15 minutes to put this together, but it's still completely flat because we put it on a template. So whether you're mix and matching our products with it or another material on the job site, whether it be one of our sills or a different stone or tile on top of it, it works out wonderfully.
So, and I talked a little bit about corners, why it's important to have a 2-piece corner. Now, estate stone, because of the thickness of this product, you really need a 1-piece corner. It needs to look, again, natural as it wraps around the wall. And if you haven't, if you're really new to Realstone, please go on our website and just look at some project images. Get yourself familiar with it, because that's going to be your biggest weapon working with your homeowners. We get compliments all the time for the quality of our website and how many great pictures we have up there. We're always adding in more. The tools that we have. So Kevin mentioned our visualizer. This one's awesome. A couple of years ago, we had a visualizer that was very difficult to work with, and you really needed to be a designer in a way to make it work. Now our visualizer is as simple as taking a picture, choosing a product, boom, that's it. It's never perfect, but it gives you a really good idea of what this product is going to look like in that area. It'll wrap around corners, it'll go around a TV. It's all AI driven. So if you're not familiar with the visualizer, I would definitely say check it out. It's actually fun. Sometimes I'll be sitting somewhere and I'll see a floor, because you can use it on the floor as well with our flooring products. And I'll play around. I want to put reclaimed wood on this wall or stone on this wall, see what that looks like. So get familiar with that so that you can feel confident showing that to your customers.
Now, we're going to follow up this meeting with everybody that's on the call with a link to our website, a link to our digital brochure. And if you want a brochure, we'd be happy to send that to you. If you don't have it, you should have it if you're a dealer. But if you need anything at all, you can always reach us at sales@realstone.com for any of your inquiries, or just reach out to your rep or your inside sales rep. So that's important. If you are interested in our new merchandising options, we're proud to launch this. It's a 3-sided display that not only can put small samples of stone on there, but it can display many of our products that we offer. Now, today we've just talked about our core products, the original things that we offered, but this is an option when we're talking about your showroom and our ability to help you win sales.
It's hard to see just because it's a video, but I know from working with my dealers, every showroom's so different, right? Some brick and block places, they like slat walls, right? And so behind Kevin, you'll see how we do it in our showroom with a slat wall. I think it's a great way to show a ton of different stone veneers and other products. We have handle boards like these estate stone, they can just be hung up on a slat wall, but not everyone has that. If you walk into a flooring store or a tile store, this is what their showroom looks like. They have a lot of these 3-sided wire displays. And so, we're just trying to come up with the right merchandising options that can fit the majority of our customers. And we're giving you a few of them. You're able to zoom in here.
I can love it. There's no way you're taking that out.
No. It's our 2-sided rack.
So this has been really popular with all of my dealers. It's a 2-sided, totally flat or, standing up straight rack. So our other racks, they would put all the panels at an angle so you could really only see about half of each panel. This one allows you to see every panel, in good lighting, and it's 2-sided. So you can either get 24 full 6x24 panels on there, or you could put 48 6x12 panels to show more variation. Personally, I think just going with the full size is more effective. But again, every showroom's different. You guys know your customers better than we do. On the back, which you can't see, we have these wire racks. I'm not going to try to pull one out, but you can put all the estate stone boards on there as well. So you can display all 6 estate stone profiles, and then all of the stone veneers as well.
Any questions? We've got about 4 minutes left. I wanted to share the screen.
Well, while he does that, I'll mention, sometimes you guys don't have room for any of this. We have 6x6s as well. And you can put those in a container that I get from the Container Store, and they can go into a drawer. Or if you do have all of this product on display, make sure you have some 6x6s, because stone looks different in different light, right? Natural light versus artificial light. So you want to have something to send the customer home with to make that conversation a little bit more sticky. If they're looking at that sample sitting at home, they're likely going to come back, especially if they're using the visualizer. They're coming back and they're buying that product from you when you're making money off it.
The screen, what I went to is our inspirational catalogs on our website. And this is actually a flip book of our brochure. And we're pretty proud of our marketing materials as well. So this is something that you can very easily email the link to your customer. It mirrors our brochure that you would have, and you can sell from it.
Next page. Points.
This is a new estate stone that we just showed you, and
The white birch.
white birch and more contemporary. When you look at the pictures that have corners, it's a wonderful testimony, because it doesn't even draw your eye. I mean, we're in this business and we're extremely sensitive to things that are bad that show up. And corners are seamless, water features outside. You'll see products here, you'll go, I didn't know they had that.
So Kevin, there's a good example in the bottom right corner, at least the way we're looking at it, I guess it'd be the same for you, of our carbon estate stone with carbon hearths. And you'll see there in the front, if you can probably actually go.
Let me go back.
No, you can go to the right in here. I think we'll see a. I can't see it.
There it is.
Pretty sure it's in here. Why don't we'll go back to. I just wanted to point out what a type B hearth would look like. You can see there, those 3 in the middle, those are type Bs. The 2 on the sides, those are type Cs. So it gives you a really natural rock look.
They used them for column caps here too.
Mm-hmm.
They cut them out and on the diagonal, and so they're very versatile.
I go one more. I want to see if I can. There's our estate stone in the bottom left. Again, so I mentioned you don't see mortar. You don't see mortar. What you see is stone, and you see big pieces of stone. And it looks seamless. It doesn't look like it's panelized. These are some of the other products that we sell as well. Here's another way of doing an installation. Everyone thinks the natural stone veneer is just horizontal. You can flip that thing around and make it vertical, and it gives you a whole different look on the wall.
Inside, outside.
Hey guys, we're just about at 40 minutes. Maybe we could take some questions if anybody has any.
As you roll through the catalog, you'll see that we organize our products by colorway, much like a paint chart. So you're able to really identify with your customer the color shades that they want. There's so many blacks, and we have so many blacks. Black is not black. There's different shades, and the whites are the same way. So whether it's an outdoor kitchen, a commercial building, here's our earth tones, our estate stone. And there's a nice example of a bump out utilizing our corner pieces. Reclaimed wood. So we encourage you to roll through the catalog. Thin brick has been an incredibly growing good segment for us. Some of our interior products, which are custom to us, we made these, and they're very, very special. Our tempered line, a leather wrapped tile, and some very unique marbles.
And price point on those marbles, if that's your type of showroom, if you're that type of dealer, it's extremely competitive and it's very unique to what else is out there. Again, we try not to do Me Too products. We try to come up with something new. And you can find that in our interior and exterior products.
You?
Well, thanks. You guys did a great job. Hopefully everyone's walking away with some new nuggets of information that will help you to become more successful selling Realstone, or even to begin selling Realstone. That's really what this is intended to do, to give you just enough maybe to be dangerous. But our team is available to go on calls with you and ride along, spend time in your showroom doing this personally. I would encourage you to take advantage of that. But being respectful of everyone's time, it's time for us to sign off unless you have any questions.
I had a quick question. First of all, thanks guys for putting this on. As someone new to the stone, this has been very informative. We touched on early on just on longevity and warranty maybe. I think you said 10 years or more. Is there like a number range we should give someone if asked?
Yeah, that's a really good question. You know, as I mentioned, we started the business in 2005, and those installations back in 2005 are still installed today unless the property has been repurposed for something else. So it's natural stone. It came out of the earth. It's been around for a long, long time. So we really don't have any issues with the material breaking down. Like kind of like the picture on the wall. It's not the picture that it's the picture hanger. So if it's installed properly, you know, that this stuff is going to last as long as any other stone installation.
Great, thank you.
And Dave, we're happy to help with more in-depth information on installation best practices in the industry as well.
And Dave, if you asked a question about warranty. We work with, we also stock and sell installation materials. And we work with a company called Laticrete. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. And Laticrete offers some excellent warranties, a 15-year warranty for exterior projects when using their product and our product together, and a 30-year for interior projects. So, you know, there is a, not necessarily through Realstone, but, you know, you can get a warranty with our product by going with those two solutions together.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Dave. Any other questions? Well, if the questions pop up afterwards, please reach out.
Well, thanks again, everyone, for your time today. We really appreciate it. We're happy to do this again. You know, this team and some others will be presenting some of our other products, the schedule.
Yeah, we have another one this month,
Okay.
or next month, similar product. So if you have teammates, team members that would like the Realstone 101 on our original products, and then if you'd like a personalized presentation for your team, we're available to do that in person or virtually. And really, we can make it customized, detailed, specific with whatever you want to talk about and learn about. That's it.
That's all we got. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Happy Thanksgiving.